What is up, everybody? Welcome to Prodigal Goat Gaming.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I'm Kai Parker, and today we rebuilt the Los Angeles Lakers after they were 4-0'd by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's get into it. A big year, a big summer is coming up for the Lakers, and it seems like the Knicks actually win the championship this year based on what 2K says, but I highly doubt that. They're going to have to go through either the Pistons or the Cavs and then go through a OKC Thunder team, a Spurs team, or a Timberwolves team, depending on who wins the next couple of games.
Well, duh.
But you guys already know that. LeBron is leaving, most likely. Let's see if we can negotiate a little bit of a contract, but I doubt we're going to be able to keep up with basically anything anybody else can offer because the Lakers are already stretched for cash. Obviously, we're rebuilding around Luka Dončić. We do not have a lottery pick unless we get a little bit lucky in the redraft. In reality, the Lakers do not get a lottery pick, and it's going to be the same. We get the 24th pick. Unfortunately, that is not good. We do have Austin Reaves, and he's going to want a bag. And then along with Hachimura, who's kind of essential to this team and has been doing very good in the playoffs, we're going to need something here, a little something here. We're going to go ahead and try and get something for this 24th pick along with a center. Goodbye, DeAndre Ayton. Or not, we can't trade it. But we do want to find a better center than DeAndre Ayton. Marcus Smart could also go at some point. Jake LaRavia, 24 years old. No one wants DeAndre Ayton. So we're looking to pick somebody up in the free agency, possibly for this. Yes, so okay, Austin Reaves. Bronny's coming back. Thank you for that, I guess. I'm surprised he wouldn't leave with his dad.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Austin Reaves is going to decline the player option of 15 mil. None of these guys really going to use. Okay. Here's where things get interesting. Do we want to sign Austin Reaves for about 23 million? Let's see what he's got. The Nets and the Pistons. Did LeBron retire? LeBron might have retired. Either way, he would have been off the team. Player retirements. Yes, LeBron James retired after this year with the Lakers. Probably not going to happen, but I'm just glad he's not in the league anymore, so I have to deal with him on a different team. Do we want to pick up Austin Reaves? Do we want to go for somebody like Ben Mathurin, who's going to be more of a 3-and-D kind of guy, more of a role player? But Austin Reaves is kind of essential to this team. With what we got right now, 40 years, no option. We'll do 5 years, and we'll jump it to 24 mil, just about, and that should hopefully give us the edge. Let's see how he liked that. Yes, okay. We give him the absolute freaking bag for a $24 million contract. We're going to go ahead and lock that in. Yeah, so Rui Hachimura, Luke Kennard, we're losing some big names. Rui Hachimura, do we want you back on the team? 5 mil is doable, and I'm fine giving you that offer. You're pretty valuable. It looks like he's coming back. Luke Kennard, what position does he play? Is it small forward? I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and lock in Austin and Rui Hachimura.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
We're also losing DeAndre Ayton, but we could pick up a better center, maybe like a Mark Williams here, who the Jazz want, who are already a little big heavy with their squad, Triple J, Brooke Lopez, and Lauri Markkanen, of course. Yusuf Nurkic for 4 mil. The Hawks want him. I feel like Mark Williams would be a great pick. I feel like he's a lob threat. He's got boards and he's got bronze arrow wizard. Good, decent post defense, good rebounding. Um, do we want this guy or not? He's a little bit more expensive than if we went with like Jackson Hayes and just bring him back. Um, Jalen Williams at 24 years of age from the Thunder, A minus 3-point shooting, B minus post defense would be decent. However, is he a lob threat? Not really. His inside scoring, Jay Huff kind of had a good year. I think we just gotta go with Mark Williams here. We gotta try and give him a bit of a bag, which might restrict us a little bit, but that's who we want to bring in. Let me see if I can. What we looking like? What we looking like? What we looking like? The Lakers. Okay, we're at the top right now. Okay, and we get matched offer.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
That is not good. That is the center that we wanted. DeAndre Ayton, if he was on like a bit of a less of contract. Vucevic could be halfway decent. The 76ers want to give Jay Huff an offer. The Clippers with an offer to Jalen Williams. We're looking for an inside scorer, but someone who's decently young. We could just bring in Day'Ron Sharp, who has a decent year for the Nets. Yeah, he did. He had a decent year for the Nets. And now let's see if we can fill the gaps with some role players. Cam Thomas as a scorer off the bench would be a nice piece. 10 mil is a little much, though, and that's kind of my line. I do want Scottie Pippen Jr. Has the defensive intensity that this Lakers squad needs a little bit. Avery Simons did decent. I'm pretty sure he was released. He's also a scorer, and he's also asking for 10 million. D'Anthony Melton, not really the guy we want. Are any of these guys worth it? Earl Jenkins, 28. Trent Watford could be a halfway decent small forward if we put him up for it. I think we're gonna bring in Trendon, who averaged 6 on 20%. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Earl doesn't have any experience, I guess, but we could bring him in for the minimum. We're just filling the gaps right now for this Lakers squad because this is exactly what they need. We do need a backup center. Yabusele is not really the center type, if you ask me. Moritz Wagner could fill that spot. A decent 3-point. I need somebody with a little more post defense. Jalen Williams for 6 mil is like not that bad at all. Especially to come off the bench for us at center. What's he at here? 75. He wants 5 mil. We'll do you one better. Okay. Look at the squad right now. Where are we going to need to fill in? Luka Dončić, Austin Reaves take up the guard spots. Marcus Smart as our starting small forward. Not that good. We're going to have to try and find somebody else to fill that spot eventually. Closer to the trade deadline, most likely. Or as really as soon as we can get him out of here. And then we just kind of have an extremely mid bench.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Where is... What overall is your boy... Who am I thinking of? Brother. I feel like Dalton Connect. Okay, he's a small... What? 74 overall small forward. That doesn't make any sense. Bennett Sturts. Yeah, we drafted him pick 24. I wonder if we could ship that, but right now, let's just fill a couple more spots. Landry for 1.3 could be a decent trade asset if we put him at the small forward spot. Point guard go. Point guard, we could use a backup shooting guard that's a little bit better than Dalton Knecht right now. Ryan Nimhard would actually be a decent piece, I think. Am I thinking of the Landry signing in and Ryan, and then we get a couple qualifying offers back. All right, so Luka Dončić drops to a 95. Jalen Williams goes up. Dalton Knecht goes up. Okay, that's a decent small forward piece to come off the bench for whoever we can pick up. Nick Smith Jr. goes up. He's progressed nicely. Could be our backup guard. And then that's about it. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and get to the regular season. What the actual heck? Okay. We got a lot of points guard. What? I don't want to do the NBA Summer League. Don't really care.
What?
Um, we'll need to add some draft. We need to build up this team around Luka Dončić a little bit better. I want some draft capital. The problem is going to be finding some. And plus, we don't know what the 27 draft class is going to look like at all. So, that could be very variable. Alright, Jalen Tyson from the Cleveland Cavaliers could be a nice piece. I believe he's a good shooter, 45% from the three-point line, and he's a decent defender. Jordan Walsh at the backup power forward, or starting power forward, in fact. We got Rui. Julian Strawther, decent perimeter defense. That's another young guy I wouldn't mind adding to the squad. A really good defensive piece. And the Pels pick, Herb Jones, a really good defender to fill that small forward spot. Carter Bryant is not exactly the guy we're looking for. Okay, now this is where we can bring in some young meat. Carlton Carrington, just a playmaker off the bench. However, he's going to be asking for minutes. So I don't know if that's the young meat that I want to bring in. You feel me? I do feel like Herb Jones could be a nice piece, though. Aaron Nesmith, also another decent defender. But these young guys, Ben Sarif, I'm probably butchering that. Nick Clifford. Against my better judgment, I think we're going to bring in Herb. Just for the defense, he'll kind of be scrappy like Marcus Smart, but hopefully be a little bit better and have a less turnover rate than Marcus Smart on the offensive end. We really need a good center at some point, but right now, that's just not, this is just going to have to fly. Unfortunately, we literally, like, can't trade anyone. Okay, Bronny and Jared Vanderbilt, I don't know who's going to go for this, but we got to give it a go. Jared Vanderbilt didn't get any minutes in the playoffs, I don't believe. Bronny James is going to refuse to re-sign anyways. He's actually a 77 at the small forward spot, which makes him attractive, a little bit more attractive. Okay, now we bring in, but then we have to give up our 28 first round pick. That's not exactly something I want to do. Wendell Carter Jr. at the center spot, Obi Toppin, Reed Shepard. That's insane. I feel like he's going to be a piece in the future. However, it's just our bench guard. We're already stuffed in that position. I don't mind giving up our 28 first round pick. Okay, AJ Mitchell at 24. That's another young guard that we bring in though. Kamara, for kind of a now build. However, I want Reed Shepard.
Yeah, boy.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if we traded Austin Reaves and put Reed Shepard here at the shooting guard spot. like, that could work. That could very much work. He's kind of like, he knocks down threes, he draws attention. I think he gets pretty good overall in the future. Let's go ahead and do this December 20th date. We are losing to everybody. Let's go ahead and take a gander at the mock drafts. A 6'11" center, that's exactly who we would want. A tall center. We don't have a pick. Maybe we 14? 14? That's not good enough. I want a good pick. So the 76ers are projected to have a pretty good pick, but that could change all within a season. Right now, Luka Dončić, through the first few games, is averaging 30 game, 52% from the three-point line. Austin Reaves is having a decent year. We need Herb Jones for the defense, but if we need to trade him, try and find a younger piece later, wouldn't be mad at it. Like, if we got Azar Thompson, who's literally just a defensive piece, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. That's going to be annoying. Who's going to be a defensive piece? Sure, why not?
Drewski!
Crackhead, get him out of here.
Why not? Right now, I really like where the guards are at. We just need some bigs, especially without the presence of... I can do this, actually. Why is the CPU actually giving me good trade offers today? I can do this. This is very attractive to me. What's currently in the power forward, Rui? Who's going to be better at the small forward spot? Kamara? Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I actually like that a lot. Came out of nowhere, came out of left field, but... That was a pretty good offer. Pretty good offer there. I don't mind giving up some second round picks. Okay, and here's where all the big moves are going to be made. We're going to bring in some high-level young talent, if possible. The problem is the Lakers just don't have that much. Right now, Austin Reaves is looking pretty attractive to sell. Reed Shepard on 16 a game, shooting 41%. He's somebody young. Kinda gotta sell ya. I need a big. Jalen Williams this season, 7 a game. He's actually shooting pretty well from 3. However, I want a big. Walker Kessler, okay, Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen next to Luka Dončić. Main thing is lob threat and defense. Good post defense, good rebounding. What's his badges? Does he have Aerial Wizard? Yes, he does. Okay, that's a great offer. That's exactly kind of who we need. Demonis Sabonis, not gonna be the guy. Derek Lively, though, and we bring him back from the Dallas Mavericks for $7 million. We can trade Daniel Gafford later on. They worked out great together. He has gold Aerial Wizard. That might be the trade just because he's so young. Unfortunately, I hate to see Austin Reaves go for this, but I feel like... Let me see if I can negotiate a little bit better offer. Is it going to be Maxime Renaud, Derek Lively, and PJ Washington? We could bring in Grady Dick at 23 years of age. That's just halfway decent. Nas Reed wouldn't be horrible. However, I feel like we gotta reunite him. I'm all for reuniting him with his Mavericks teammates.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
That is going to be huge in the long run. Right now, you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but that is going to be huge in the long run. And hopefully we can get some progression out of Derek Lively. Okay, next. We need a solid bench. Got some decent guard potential. Small forward. Don't think it's hurt. We bring Dawan and Laundry. Do we trade Earl? Yes or no? Okay, Jalen Tyson. That's a small forward that I wouldn't mind having on the team. Musa is a good center. However, that's not exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for 24 and under talent. Ronnie James back. Kind of hilarious if you think about it. Jaden Quaintance. A really good defensive center. However, that's not the guy. It's not the guy that we're looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Jordan Miller, 27 first round pick from the Hornets. How valuable is that to me? Yeah, so, where are we at? I could have sworn we had a pick on here earlier. I accidentally traded away? I might have. Yeah, well. This season, Nick Smith Jr. has shot 44% from the 3-point line. I don't know what I want to do with this. Okay, Maxime Renaud. I would love to have you off the bench for Derek Lively, Danny Wolf, John Feffy, Cornet, Isaiah Joe. So many options, but what to do? Bennett Stutz hasn't done anything this season. Davion Mitchell could be a halfway decent piece. We're gonna bring Alex Caruso back, which I'm not super happy about, and we might actually kind of considering waiving him. Alright, then off the bench, we do need a power forward. DGAF, I need you to be my power forward off the bench and run a big lineup. And now, we need a shooting guard at some point. Scottie Pippen. Why is Scottie a 72 overall?
What?
Why is he dropping so much? Why don't I trade him? Okay. Scottie Pippen Jr. and Juke Harris. Give me a halfway decent shooting guard that's going to get some minutes. Probably Davion Mitchell. We have to pick up a crow. However, we get a first round pick there. Jet Howard is a young Orlando Magic player. 28 first round pick from the Houston Rockets. We'll just pick it up. Jaden Quaintance again. They want to give me Jaden Quaintance. Instead of getting a shooting guard, we're just going to get a pick. Why not? Alright. So, no, we do not. I really need to move up to the 27 first round pick. I don't want Jordan Walsh. However, that is a good trade. But the Boston Celtics are going to be halfway decent. 27 first round from the Sacramento Kings. I know the Grizzlies, though, have a really good pick. Spurs, City Thunder, Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors with a top 3 protected in Moses Moody. I don't like the protected part of that, though. The Spurs are not going to suck. However, the Sacramento Kings, you can kind of count on them a little bit. To be bad. Like, they gotta be up here somewhere. 24th?
I'm an idiot! You're an idiot!
Whatever. And that's going to be that. We're going to send the regular season. Hopefully we can get a play... Or actually, do I really want a playoff spot? That's the question. Do I really want a playoff spot? Honestly, yeah. We don't have a pick this year. Who owns our pick? How about that? I don't know who owns the Lakers pick. Warriors on their picks, Sixers on their picks, Bulls, Hawks, Celtics, Thunder, Lakers. Okay, so the Grizzlies own our pick. Rui Hachimura. No. Those were horrible. Alright, I guess we're not getting our pick yet. No wonder the freaking Grizzlies have such good draft assets. It's because we suck. So right now, the team is centered around Luka Dončić, Austin Reaves, Derek Lively, and Rui Hachimura, which I'm thinking of moving on through within the next couple of seasons. We're trying to get a finals W for the Lakers. Unfortunately, we don't have Bron anymore. But I feel like we're close. Once all these young guys progress, we find a way to get into the draft lottery somehow. Yes, we do need to do this. Contract extensions. Luka Dončić already asking for a re-sign. We're gonna wait on that. Hopefully you like go down a little bit so we can ask for a little bit better of a buying price. And then we get some W's. Like this is the one year we don't have draft capital. And you guys are tanking like the Utah Jazz. Well, that's good. Dalton Connect's finally back. Alright, so we beat some big teams at the end of the season. It's not going to matter. We don't got any playoffs potential here. Let's see who wins it first. Spurs, Timberwolves. Timberwolves back at it again, but the Pistons picking it up in the finals. It was finally their time. Right now, we need a better small forward. Kamara is not. Last season only averaged 6 a game. Only averaged half a block as well. And 1.3 steals. So, that's going to be a problem. We really need some draft capital. Bad. So we get some draft capital. So, the Grizzlies got the 10th pick. We have the 26th. That was a gander I should not have taken with the Sacramento Kings. That was our first good trade in forever.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know what they did to be a good enough team for the pick to be halfway decent, but, you know, it is what it is. Kamara and the 26th pick in the 27 NBA draft. Dyson Daniels is a good defender. However, I don't think he's fit for the small forward spot. He's more of a guard type. Runs to the rim runner. Dewey Santos, 25 years of age, from the Golden State Warriors, 28 first-round pick. No. How about Kamara and Hachimura? Get me a small forward, power forward. Somebody here. Take number 8 in the 27 draft. Don't know if that's very valuable or not. Sacramento Kings, Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray. Is that who we really want on this team? No. These trades are buns. Okay. Jonathan Kuminga, the cum bucket. Not worth it really either. How about a Daniel Gafford? James Harden seems to be the cream of the crop here, which is not saying much. I guess we're just gonna have to wait. Not looking good, but we bring all our guys back. We don't want Dorian Finney-Smith. He's on too much of a contract. And there's some pretty decent figures in the free agency this year. We do want both of these guys back. Derek Lively. Yes. $21 million is a lot to ask for a developing young center. And he's getting offered from absolutely no one. We just do it for $2 million.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm sorry, not $2 million. 2 years. Just to hold off temporarily. Okay, affordable. We could bring in someone like AJ Mitchell, kind of spur the bench a little bit as far as point guard minutes go. However, that's an $18 million contract that I am not willing to pay. Nick Smith Jr. is someone we want to bring back. On a $10 million contract might not be worth it. Earl Jenkins, we don't want you back. Right now we're not looking too hot. Dante DiVincenzo to come off the bench for $6 million might just have to be the guy. I know Nick Smith could be a stud. We don't know. If he's not a stud, worst case we trade him. Worst case we get rid of him. And then let's get some trade power. The sixth man of the year, Keldon Johnson. Bring you in. You're gonna be a small forward for us. That's gonna get us some triple shred. Alquez might go to the Kings. Michael Bridges, 8 million. Precious. No. Dean Wade, Noah Clowney. Bring you in. You might progress, hopefully. Oh, we can't sign Keldon Johnson. Brandon Boss, bring you in. And then that's going to be it. We're going to go to player progression. Please, please, Derek Lively be good this year. Alright, Reed Shepherd as the shooting guard goes up to an 84 overall. Derek Lively goes up to an 82, which is really nice. Dalton Knecht now becomes the small forward that we've all been waiting for. However, I think it's time for him to go. And Nick Smith Jr. turned out to be a worthwhile investment as an 82 overall. Last season he had 80 game, 40% shooting. We need an upgrade for the small forward spot, potentially. Just give me someone who's going to be really good. Dustin Daniels at 88 overall.
Hey, bro.
What?
Oh my God!
4 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game, 2. That's going to be deceiving. That's a large piece to bring in for the guys I'm trading. So let's do it. Bring in a good defensive small forward in Dyson Daniels. Or a potential trade asset. Rui Hachimura is currently starting at the power forward. Don't know how much I like that. However, it's going to be hard to find literally anyone else. Mark Williams at the center spot. We looked to bring him in earlier. Maxime Renaud has had 80 game, 7 rebounds. It's exactly what we want out of him. Noah Clowney last season, 5 a game. Just we're not finding it with Rui. Alex Caruso, we need to give him up. Keegan Murray, 10 a game, 37% shooting. Rui Hachimura is better though. Naz Reid at 79 overall. Nah, man. We do need to get rid of him. We do need to get rid of Alex Caruso, though, like, instantly. No wonder we didn't have, sure, we'll take it.
Chump.
Okay, see ya, Alex Caruso. No wonder we didn't have any contract space. Freddie Houston can't be traded quite yet. We pick up Nurkic. When did I do this? Must have filled in the gap, I guess. Sure. And we're gonna see closer to the deadline if we can get a better power forward than really Hachimura, more of the big man type player, and we might be a contender this year. Austin Reaves is gone and replaced with Reed Shepherd. And I'm interested to see how that plays out this season. I know last year we had a bit of an up and down. And we're 12th again. Alright, we do own... Do we own our pick this year? No, we don't. That's because we traded in the stupid Sacramento Kings trade. Idiot.
I'm an idiot! You're an idiot!
Reverts. Right now, we're in the plan, most likely. So, all we gotta do is bring in a couple of core pieces. Reed Shepherd this season, 18 a game, 44%. That's exactly what we want from him. Luka Dončić, 30 a game. The problem is just the bench and kind of what's going on here. I feel like Dyson Daniels as an 88 overall can get us somebody. Nice. Okay, Joel Embiid is not nice. Jared Allen, Kyle Filipowski, Kawhi Leonard, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. That's the defensive piece that I'm kind of looking for. However, OG Anunoby at $45 million is a lot. Franz Wagner, we could do that. He's a good defensive piece. He's a rim runner on 19 points a game. Not the best shooter in the world, but is a solid piece. Alfred Şengün. Okay, hear me out. Alfred Şengün at the power forward spot. He's kind of more an offensive guy, though. Jalen Williams. Now, this is a guy that I would want to have as my third man. Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels might actually fit in a lot better. Not. Well, wait. Denny Avdia. Oh, not advanced. Not as good defense as Jaden McDaniels. 28 mil. 10 a game. 40% from the three-point line. 1.5 steals a game. Nearly a block a game. Challenger, glove, interception, all defensive stats. Jalen Williams, gold challenger. Yeah, that's who we're going to bring in. We're going to bring in J-Dub.
Direction and magnitude. Oh, yeah.
However, that does not cure our power forward woes. January 23rd. Alright, sure. I'm very interested to see where this goes. A core of Luka Dončić, Reed Shepherd, and Jalen Williams makes up the brunt of our scoring. And then we have Derek Lively for the defense and the lob threat. It seems to be working out pretty well. We beat the OKC Thunder. That's an important game. We take a couple of losses to bad teams, which makes me feel like our defense isn't quite good enough. However, we're just going to have to live with it for right now. Nick Smith Jr. this season, I want to see how good you are to learn if I need to sell you or not. 14 a game this season on 44% shooting. Offensive punch off the bench. Brandon Boston is having a great season. Unfortunately, you were kind of my trade piece to kind of leave here. How? It is Jane. So, we need some decent power forwards here. Dylan Brooks wouldn't be horrible. Jalen Williams, He did change the game for the Phoenix Suns last year. Zubac is just not what we're looking for. That's kind of a bad contract. Patrick Williams, not exactly a good power forward that I'm looking for. Andrew, just kind of Jared Vanderbilt back. Mark Williams. I think we bring in Mark. However, we pick up the horrible contract of Royce, which is fine. Mark Williams at the power forward, 2-7-1s. They're going to be absolute post beasts, hopefully for us, because that's the goal. 2 lob threats will look nice. Maxime Renaud kind of had a drop off. Not good post defense. Wendell Carter, not exactly. Neanderhauser, though. Another young center, another rebounder. Jeez. Another guy who's gonna come in at the power forward spot. Ooh, and then we could get a pick from or pick up a Michael Porter Jr. Zubac quite again. Colin Murray Boyles, though, that's who I want to bring in.
Nice.
That's exactly who we're looking for. Somebody who can play the center or the power forward efficiently, which means we can put Mark Williams back in his place. And then, oh, we do pick up Precious at some point. Don't know when that happened. However, oh, he was the other piece. Okay, so that's who we're gonna have a backup power forward. Now we need backup shooting guard and backup small forward. We've sold this team up a little bit. Where did I trade? I think I did. Yes. Okay. Tristan da Silva has been a pretty good piece. This is a good trade because I get a power forward and a shooting guard. Taylor Hendricks could be a decent small forward. Pell Larson, 9 points a game. We're looking for defensive intensity, of course. Liam McNeely, don't know if I butchered that or not, probably. Justin Edwards, and then Cameron Carr. Interesting. Dylan Brooks, to come off the bench at the small forward. The Phoenix Suns are just shopping him around. They must want to get rid of his contract. He's probably not having a good season, but to come off the bench for us as a defensive piece and just kind of a menace overall. No one really likes Dylan Brooks. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that trade. The only thing left is a bench shooting guard, and we have built this team out. Thanks you guys for sticking with. Thank you guys for sticking with. Whoa. I said that so wrong. Okay. We do need a shooting guard. So please get me someone halfway decent. Baylor, again, Taylor Hendricks again, Tim Hardaway, Colin Sexton. Tim Hardaway has defensive intensity, kind of the 3-and-D guy, right? Yeah, he's shooting pretty well. Veteran to come off the bench, kind of lead the squad. Or we could get Tyler Kolek. Don't want to give up that first-round pick because it doesn't make sense. Marcus Sasser. Oh, he's having a good season. Cameron Carr could be decent in the future, but we're kind of in a win-now situation.
Éxito.
Obviously.
Obviously, right?
Silly me.
Scottie Pippen Jr. and Cam Spencer. Okay. Tim Hardaway, that's who we're going to bring in. And this squad is looking nice. With Luka Dončić, Reed Shepherd, Jalen Williams taking up the offensive intensity. You got your 1, 2, and 3 man in that order. Colin Murray Boyles is going to come in, get boards, be a lob threat. Derek Lively as well. Mark Williams coming off the bench at center is perfect. Dylan Brooks for the defensive intensity. Nick Smith for the bench offensive punch. And Tim Hardaway, of course, for your 3-and-D role player. I'm very interested to see if we can make a little push and try and get a home game in the playoffs. Don't know if we can go that high, but we're going to try our best. We are absolutely smacking teams right now. Pistons were good last year, won the finals. Knicks, obviously, pretty good. So we're losing to a couple of teams, but we made both of those close games. Then a loss to the Hawks, 115 to 129, is a little concerning. However, you can just have off nights, you know? Let's check out these contract extensions. Okay, Luka Dončić. I guess we'll give you 40 mil. Reed Shepherd, looks like we're gonna have to give him the bag next season. I think we're gonna be done though, for this season, because I think we're gonna go on to win the finals this year. I think we've built this team up nearly perfectly next to Luka Dončić, with LeBron James long and gone into retirement. Sad day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these playoffs. We do secure the 4th spot, which gives us home court advantage. We get the 3rd. We move all the way from 9th, really at the start of the year, 12th, to the 3rd spot in the Western Conference. Lynn O'Brien, Rookie of the Year. Do we get any awards? Darius Cuff, Most Improved. Mitch Johnson. Okay, the Spurs obviously having a good year. 16-22, they're going to be the first. Second is going to be Minnesota. They always seem to stick around with Anthony Edwards just being who he is, averaging 35 a game on 40% shooting from 3. Meanwhile, your very own Luka Dončić is averaging 30 on 43% shooting, but he's surrounded by a better cast of players. Reed Shepherd, 41% from 3, looking good. Jalen Williams, 1.5 steals a game. We're looking for him to kind of pick it up a little bit in the playoffs. Colin Murray Boyles, we don't want you shooting threes, buddy. We want you getting rebounds and getting lobs. Mark Williams is now starting. He fits in like a glove.
Like a glove?
With Luka Dončić, and so does Derek Lively, both of them getting around 9 to 10 boards a game. Dylan Brooks is coming off the bench for 11 a game with 1.3 steals. Nick Smith is having a great year, 44%. Tim Hardaway, what looked like a good pickup. So we're on a roll right now. We're up against the Pels. So this is like the new era Pels, I guess. Maybe not. They don't even have Jeremiah Fear starting at shooting guard. Why would they not do that? Weirdest Pels team I've ever seen. And it's also at the 6th spot. Don't know how they made it. But hey, let's move on and most likely face the Timberwolves. First game, it's 1-0. Second game, they make it 1-1. Scaring me a little bit. Scary. Derek Lively gets to start again. He had 15 last game. I need a W here. Okay, 2-1. Let's go up 3. And it's tied at 2-2. This Pels team really probably pushing us in the paint. We do have Colin Murray Boyles, who is a decently defensive-minded power forward. Right? Am I just tripping? Yeah, he's got good block. Derek Lively. Don't really know what's going on here. It's probably has something to do with the rotation. Because of the Pels rotation right now, I wonder if... Okay, we finally do beat the Pels. It took a little bit, though. Let's look at the last game. Anthony Edwards with 30. Naz Reid with 29. Julius Randle. Meanwhile, over here, Lakers Pels. Zion with 37. 2K likes some Zion Williamson, apparently. Luka Dončić dropped off a little bit. So far in the playoffs, has he been producing? 28 a game in the playoffs. Still shooting around 40%. Even with good defense. Reed Shepherd has fallen off. Jalen Williams has picked it up a little bit. So has Colin Murray. Derek Lively, just about the same as far as all the stats go. Mark Williams, thank you, buddy. Playoff experience, it's nice to have that. And we're up against the Timberwolves. And it looks like a rematch between the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Minnesota takes the first game, but we're not counting us out yet. Let me just guess. Anthony Edwards with 40 points.
Hey, bro.
What?
Oh
Holy crap, Anthony Edwards, you are on one. 32 points a game in the playoffs. Lakers, come on. 2-0 in the semis. I need a W. Right now we're 3-0. Reed Shepherd is probably getting absolutely dominated. We don't have anyone to guard Anthony Edwards. Might be a problem. We don't have any good. I mean, Jalen Williams, you could put him on him. I guess. Who did Timberwolves even have? Just basically the same team. They just filled it out with a couple more guys. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. Making a little bit of comeback. 3-1.
You can do it!
I believe in you. It's comeback season.
After all that, they took him off the court to put him even.
But the Los Angeles Lakers have been eliminated in the 2027 playoffs. Comment below if you think I built this team out to the best of my ability. I feel like I did a pretty decent job. Maybe trading Austin Reaves and a couple of my pick decisions weren't the best. However, I don't know how else to improve on this. In just a couple years, this squad is absolutely stacked. Comment down below what team I should rebuild next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.